Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Realms. My name is Marzdon and I'm so glad you're here. Today in this episode we've got a lot of great stuff going on. We're going to check out some of the stuff that's happened over the past few days. I've been out of town and Panzerthorn has been up to some stuff, so we're going to go check out his projects. And we're also going to go and try and find some cows because we need some leather to make some books, to make some more bookshelves. So we didn't quite get enough books to make the enchanting table and the full 15 bookshelves you need for level 30 enchantments in the last episode from that village. So we're going to go on the hunt for some cows. I think we know where some are at. And we're also going to start talking about the base a little bit more. But just a, basic little structure at the top of our hill. This is right above the base that's underneath. So you can see there are food and stuff. So if we just hop down this ladder, we'll be right back into it. And he said he went to the nether, so we'll check that out. Maybe patch this floor up too. And he also set up some of this storage, so just some nice little bits and bobs. It's nice. And yeah, we've had some trouble with some mobs jumping down, so we may need to get some of that taken care of eventually. But we got some chickens here that are producing some eggs for us to make a chicken farm. Got a bunch of crops planted. Oops. You get those back down. And yeah, he said he did a little bit of work in the nether, so I want to go check that out. So let's hop in here and see what we got. So I think he said, that we're up at, pretty up close to the nether ceiling, which is nice for getting around. He said that this leads, I don't remember where he said this leads to, but let's go check it out. So I'll run down. Oh, it's just down here, I think. Not too far. This goes down, I guess? I'm not sure what this leads to. Oh, that's right. He said he found a fortress, and this is real close to the surface. Which is great, because, eventually we'll be needing wither fortresses. So let's get some dirt on the hotbar so I can not, encounter any wither skeletons if I can help it. I think we're pretty high up still. 74 is not bad. So got a bit of a lava lake. Bunch of glowstone there. And let's run around, see if we can find some blaze spawners. There's a wither skeleton. I'd rather not take him on right now, I think. Just because I have a little bit of iron armor, but nothing fancy. Looks like he's just walking, hasn't really noticed me yet. So this looks like a nice little wither fortress. Got a couple crossroads here for a potential wither farm eventually. I don't know if these are close enough together to be a proper double crossroads or not, but it might not be a terrible place for a farm in the future. I don't see any blaze spawners though. That's kind of strange. It's really not. It looks like it's kind of a big one, but it doesn't have the layers that other fortresses often do. Oh, that's a regular skeleton. Get him off of here. Oh no. Do some eating. Yeah, like there's not really any interior rooms. Maybe closer to this end. Looks like it does come all the way around here on that side, but since we're nowhere near it. Oh. Got a blaze aggroed on me. So trying to let him fire and then go out, build a couple blocks. And here it does go down, so let's go down here a little bit. Just another blaze. Oh no. Go back and eat. There, the fortress is a little bit bigger there too. Let's just run away from this guy. It's nice that Panzerthorn's already been here to take care of this lava for us, so we don't have to worry about it too much. It's always really annoying. Looking for nether warts, hopefully we can find some of those. Yeah, he must have been here with the... I wonder if he died there or something for all that cobble to be there. Chest. Still's got some stuff in it. It's nice. Another chest. Looks like the end on this side. There's some nether warts, so that's good. Can take care of, takes care of potions, or at least, you know, somewhat. And oh, there's a blaze in here. Let's try and kill this one. It's a little bit more. There we go. And a blaze rod. So that's real helpful. So yeah, I'm gonna keep exploring this. If I find anything interesting, like a blaze spawner or anything, I'll bring you back in. So I'm off on search for cows because I need some leather to make, oh no, some more bookshelves. I got 13 bookshelves worth of books from the village that's just over there, and this was the only place I could remember seeing cows. So I'm gonna go grab a boat and see if I can. I've never really messed around with boats too much, and so I don't know if you can get a cow inside of a boat, but if you can. Did he already climb out and get all up here? What a jerk. So yeah, like I said, I've never messed around with boats really. Can you put boats on land still? Yeah. So I want to try and see if I can get this cow to get in here. Doesn't seem to want to do that. Oh, there he goes. So let's see. There we go. So we got a cow on a boat. So I'm going to take this back over to where the base is at, and then come back and get another one, and then we can get some cows breeding up, which is great. And the nice thing about the boat too is like it should stay in the boat permanently, I would think, as long as it's in water, so I can just leave them here over there until I figure out where I want to put them. So I'm going to take this guy over and then come back over here, find another one, and make a couple trips until I got 2 cows over there, and then we'll start breeding them up so we can get some more leather and some more beef. This has to be my favorite method of transporting animals and entities in this game. It's so easy. You know, it used to be using minecarts and stuff, and or stubborn getting in. I haven't tried messing around with minecarts recently, but now you just kind of go get them in the boat, get in the boat yourself, and then, you know, because you can put it on land too. It's real easy to get the animal in there, and then you just go about your business, and it's really great. I'll probably be using this same method to transport some villagers back over. What's going on here? Is it just glitched out? What is that? Oh yeah, okay. So why is the sand all blue? But it wasn't. So yeah, I'll probably use this method to transport a couple villagers back from that village over there, back to the main base at a later point.
so we can start getting some trading and iron farms and stuff going. In the meantime, I'm just gonna keep on trucking. So I've made a little bit of an area up top to put these cows in. Did a little bit of terraforming or landscaping, whatever you want to call it, and made a little pen here. So get these guys over here, and let's breed them so they're less likely to wander off, and to get more cows. We'll put that fence there, and then I need to put the fence gates back on this side. So let's go ahead and do that. I've always used a double fence gate kind of thing to keep for cow pen or animal pens like this, so that you can go in kind of as an airlock, just to try and make sure that none of the animals can escape. And it's always worked out well for me, so I'll gonna keep doing that. And I like to put when I just have a single gate like this too, it's nice to put torches on either side of it. Not only does that light up the area, but it also just designates to you that there's a gate there. Makes it a little bit easier to figure out what's what. So we got the cows in. I tamed 2 of these wolves. I'll leave the other 2 for Panzerthorn to tame, though there's plenty of wolves in the area. I want this guy to come over here near the other one though. Can't figure out how to get him to move reliably. So we got, there we go. Does that do it? So anyway, it's nice to have those them not being moving around all the time. So yeah, now that we've got the cows, just need to breed them up and get some more leather, make a few more bookshelves. Might go ahead, and since we have 13 of the 15 bookshelves already, we might go ahead and get that enchanting set up a little bit. I tidied up, there was some dirt and some other stuff in this area, put in a few more torches just to make it, it doesn't look nice because it's just stone and torches and stuff, but it looks better than it did because it looked pretty terrible. Okay guys, I've got a little bit of a plan going on here. So instead of doing what I was originally planning, which was to do a circle and a sphere, I think I'm going to do more of an octagon shape. So we're looking something like this. It's going to just be an octagon. This is obviously way smaller than it will end up being. But it's a good way to show you kind of what I'm thinking. And it looks something like this. And then the sides will just slope down. So it'll do something kind of like this, maybe. I'll have to get all of that figured out exactly how I want it later, but just go down, one block. Oop, that's one block at a time until we get down to a point, and then figure out how we want to level that out at the bottom and stuff like that. So probably do it like this. So there's one block not in between, but where there's not. That way it gets smaller as you go down. It'll probably end up looking something like this at the bottom. So here's Panzerthorn. He's over here working on getting a slime chunk marked out and getting ready for us to make a farm here eventually. We both agreed that we don't really want to do any massive digging projects like this is going to be, and digging out a slime farm and stuff, until we have some better tools. So looking into getting some mending books from some villagers. So looking into getting a villager farm set up, so that we can get mending books from that, and then possibly going to the end to get a really good XP farm going. The farm here isn't too bad, but the other one over there would be better.
So as you can see, I've got the cows nice and bred up, and I've gone ahead and I've harvested those down a couple times and have built up some bookshelves. And then we built this little tunnel that leads over to this area, which is really, really convenient. This is something that Panzerthorn is working on. It's just a little storage pyramid. I'm not sure how that's going to fit in with the plans for the base, but we'll figure that out later. So I've got the enchanting set up over here next to the XP farm. Just a little alcove here, enchanting table, 15 books. And I've got, went ahead and did a couple enchantments, made a Silk Touch pick and a Fortune 3 pick, and then went and did a bunch of mining and got, bunches of stuff, which we're going to go ahead and break down. So I'm going to record all that and might make a little time lapse and get a little music or something over there. So let's get to it. Alright guys, I just got back from a trip to the Nether for some quartz and got a whole bunch of it. So we're going to go ahead and stack that up and break that down with the fortune pick. Gonna sleep first this time though. And we're going to do it here where it's lit up. I'm not going to get any mobs. Alright, so looks like we got a bunch of quartz here. Over 16 stacks I think. So that's really great. Though we only really needed, one for now. We need to make up a comparator. So we're gonna grab a little bit of smooth stone and some sticks. Let's see if we have any in here. Yeah, we do. And some redstone. And I'm going to grab a little bit more smooth stone because we're going to make a couple repeaters too. So let's make some redstone torches. I'm just going to make a stack. It's not really a big deal right now. And let's make 8 comparators for now, just to have them on hand. And then I don't know why I got rid of that, because we're going to make up some repeaters as well. And I think next up on the docket is making a chicken farm so that we can have food. And I think I might set that into this area where this water is. This water is not really doing anything for us and it's already hollowed out there. I usually set these chicken farms back into a hillside or something. So I'm going to probably use netherrack or something like that to, fill in this water. And then we'll, get to work building that chicken farm. Alright guys, the chicken farm is pretty much done. Using one of Assumevoid's designs, and I will put a link for that in the description. I've built these a ton of times. I didn't even look at the tutorial this time. I just kind of know how it goes together. So I've got the bottom part turned off. This is the part that's going to dispense eggs onto the slab so that we can collect a few more eggs down here. I've got a bunch in this chest, but I'm not sure that that's going to be enough to get a good stock of cedar chickens going. And so those are going to go up here. I've got another one of those same comparator clocks here that's going to power this dispenser that I'm going to use to get all of the chickens into this area. And we got those carpets on there so that they won't get stuck or anything. So I'm going to go ahead and move all the eggs over and then try and get an idea of how many chickens we have in there. I'd like to have maybe 50, 75, or 100, somewhere in there should be fine. These designs are pretty good. They'll produce enough chicken for us to get by. I think I'm going to put a hopper on top of this dispenser so that I can get a little bit more eggs in here at a time, because otherwise I'll only be able to do 9 stacks. But we'll get that going. Okay, from the looks of the entity counter, it looks like we have about 80 chickens in there. So that should be plenty enough for this. So they'll all be grown up in a few minutes, and then we'll be able to get a move on. So I'm going to tidy up this area because it kind of looks like garbage right now, and get rid of these chickens because I don't think we really need those guys anymore. And then, you know, in about 20 minutes or so, we should be getting some cooked chicken and feathers and stuff in this chest. So as you can see here, the farm is working. We're getting cooked chicken, but we've also been getting a bunch of uncooked chicken, which I've already thrown in a furnace and cooked up, so I don't have it in here. And I think that that's mostly from the chickens up here seem to be dying. I think that might be when they're growing up. They grow up inside of a full block here on the side and die, or it might have something to do with the fire or something. And I also feel like we're maybe not getting enough drops. So what I want to try and do is take this half slab out that's in there and put in a daylight sensor instead. A daylight sensor is a little bit smaller, so there's only a couple chickens left in there, so we can go ahead and do this. They're all dead now. Oh, I should move before that lava gets me. But take the daylight sensor. Probably would have been a good idea to do this a little bit differently, but that's all right. There we go. So the lava dissipate, put the glass back, and then let me double check to make sure we have some eggs in on the other side. And if we do, we should be able to fire this thing off. Yeah, we do. So the daylight sensor is, I think, 0.375 blocks tall, and a half slab is 0.5. A baby chicken is like 0.3 blocks, and a grown-up chicken is 0.7. So the adult chicken should hit the top of the lava there. Let me go make sure that these eggs are firing off properly. Seems like they're maybe not. So unfortunately, that seems to have been a failed experiment. The dispenser just did not want to dispense eggs over the daylight sensor for some reason. I'm not really sure why that is, but that's okay. The farm does seem to be working okay. I ended up with about, oh, we're down to 80. I thought we were up to like 140, I thought. So I might experiment putting a few more chickens in here, but I think the best thing to do at this point is to just play for a little while. We've got half a stack here, more or less, and we've got a bunch more. I think almost a stack in this disorganized mess. Yeah, so we're almost to a stack and a half of chicken, so we have enough to last us, and we got a bunch of baked potatoes and stuff still. So I'm just gonna keep playing and see if this is enough for us. If not, I can come back to it at a later date and get it, you know, to a little bit better spot. So yeah, you can see here that we're getting some raw chicken, but I'm not really sure why that is. So anyway, I think that's gonna do it for today, guys.
Had a lot of fun, and hope you guys all enjoyed the episode. If you did, a like would be greatly appreciated. Really looking forward to the next episode. I think in the next one we're going to start looking into some villagers and getting those going so we can get some mending books and some Eyes of Ender and diamond tools and armor and stuff. So have a good one.